In this video, I'm going to show you how to scale your music business to 6 figures per year while working with amazing clients and finally enjoying the life that you want. So a little bit about my story, just so you know that I know what you're going through and that I can help. I started doing music back in 2011, and I was only able to write lyrics and record vocals. So songwriter, rapper, recording artist. I was pretty much flatline at zero. Honestly, I say it here for 7 years. I was really flatline for like 13 years. But what ended up happening was I was buying beats, I was taking them to the studio, I was working on music with other producers, trying to get my music done. And listen, I've worked with some really great producers. I still work with a great producer, one of my best friends, Corey. But I did run into a wall with another producer I was working with, and I was like, dude, I just thought to myself, like, I got to make this myself. I wasn't even about anything other than just wanting creative freedom. So I ended up taking to YouTube to learn music production on my own, and I did make it work, but it took me 4 hours per day of watching videos and practicing for 4 years straight to get great at producing. And obviously, probably like you, I was trying to figure out the marketing, trying to figure out how to make money with my music, just trying to make a full-time career with my music. So what ended up happening was, since I've been able to produce my own music, I've gotten some of my songs to do really well. Like my song Watch Me, probably my most proud song. I've gotten over 200,000 views. One of my songs, Necesito que regreses, 27,000 streams on Spotify. You can see my songs, Can't Change Me and Where Can I Go, just under 20,000 views on the music videos on YouTube. And these are all songs that I fully produced. I've put out a lot more songs than just these, but these are kind of the 4 that have done really well that I'm really proud of. And it's just been amazing to, be able to fully produce music, put it out when I want to actually start to grow. And I actually wanted to show you another cool thing was I actually also started selling CDs, which was really interesting. I was running ads, having people message me, and people actually literally started buying CDs. So let me go ahead and show you some of these images. It's pretty cool. These are all people that came in through, cold marketing efforts. This is actually one of my best friends, Melvin. I don't want to front on you, but yeah, pretty much everybody in these pictures is all, people who came in from cold traffic that literally bought my CD, which is pretty sick. And the cool thing too is really the chance to be able to do my music as a full-time career. So from January 1st, 2023 to June 20th, of 2024, I've made over $167,000 from my music business, Rapid Fire Music Academy. That's where we teach other recording artists how to produce music and actually how to make money from their studio. For even further context, from January 1st, 2024 to June 26th, 2024, so just about the first 6 months of 2024, I've done just over $92,000. And so I'm sharing this with you not to brag. I'm sharing this with you because I remember what it was like scouring the internet for information just to continue to fall short of what I truly wanted. Okay. I didn't want to play the conventional music industry rules, and I'm sure you're probably the same. I wanted to make money on my own terms. I know you want the same. So I want to share with you how I did it so that maybe I can help you do it. Right. So this is for you if you're a recording artist, singer-songwriter, hip-hop artist, if you've been doing music for years. Okay, this is definitely not just for beginners. If you're a beginner, it's going to be really difficult to understand how to grow a music business because you're not even really making music consistently. So if you've been doing music for years, if you already have a computer and home recording setup, if you've put out songs on a consistent basis, and if you've been in this place where you've spent thousands of dollars on instrumentals, mixing and mastering, and if you want to make music your career, this is definitely not for hobbyists. Most importantly, if you have a growth mindset, if you're the type of person who wants to grow and doesn't want to just stay comfortable and doesn't want to just do music as a hobby and you really want to take this somewhere, this is definitely for you. Now, this is not for you if you're unemployed, okay? I can't help you make a business out of music if you're unemployed, because the truth is you're not going to go into your music business with the right mindset. And you're probably also not going to have the money you need to invest into growing your business, because I didn't make this kind of money without spending some money. I had to invest money to make this kind of money, right? So if you're unemployed, you should honestly just get the fuck off this video and go get yourself a job. You shouldn't even be on fucking YouTube right now. So if you're unemployed, not for you. If you don't have a computer and you don't have a home recording setup, both of those things. To me, it's an indication. If you don't have a home recording setup and you don't have a computer, it's to me an indication that you're probably just not that serious about creating music all the time. If you are just settling with relying on going to the studio, I would say you're probably not that serious. Maybe you are, but chances are you're probably not. So if you don't have a computer and you don't have a home recording setup, this isn't for you. If you've never written a song before, it's not for you. I've had 2 clients in that situation where they came in, never written a song. Carlos and Jaden both came into my program. They had never made a song before, but they're both really special, and they ended up like doing really well. They learned how to produce their own songs, and they're each putting out over a song a month. I believe Carlos is doing like 2 songs a month. Jaden's been putting out 1 song a month. So those guys are the exceptions. But other than that, if you've never written a song before, this really isn't for you. And if you've never released any music before, again, those 2 guys were my big exceptions. Most of the time when I found that there's people who've never released music, that's because you're either too much of a beginner, or again, you're probably not that serious about music. So it's not for you if you're that. And if you're too afraid to put out your music because you're too crippled with fear, self-doubt, and what other people are going to think of you. At the end of the day, I can't help you there if those are your issues. And if you don't care that much about music, and if it's just a hobby. By the way, if it is a hobby, cool. That's awesome. Honestly, I respect it if it is. If it is, great, but this is not for you. It's for people who actually like want to produce music, make great music, and make great money. And if you don't have a growth mindset and you're not willing to do what it takes, then yeah, this is definitely not for you. So what I'm going to walk you through is I'm actually going to just kind of zoom in on one part of this, but this is the Rapid Fire Music Academy client success journey. It's broken down into 3 stages. First, I teach you how to produce music. Next, I teach you how to mix and master. And then third, I teach you about monetization. Today, we're actually only going to focus on monetization. I have other videos where I discuss the production process and mixing and mastering. So today, we're actually just going to kind of hone in on monetization, but I just want you to understand the framework of this video is based around the fact that you know how to monetize your skills as a musician. And if you're only a if you're only a songwriter, it's going to be really difficult for you to do that. So this is why I teach in my Rapid Fire Music Academy how to fully produce music. That means produce instrumentals and arrange them, how to mix and master, because it's so much easier for you to charge a high amount of money to people if you can do all 3 of these. So we're going to zoom in on the phase 3 monetization. But before I do it, I actually do want to walk you through this here, which is, let's see if we can, how do I do that? I think we're just going to full screen it. Okay, solid. So I'm just going to walk you through, this is really pretty much a basic online business funnel or business funnel. And I'm going to break it down for you in terms of like how this works with music. Okay. So first thing is there's basically 5, I look at it as 5 steps: top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, fulfillment, and ascension. I'll kind of explain what each one of these things are. Top of funnel essentially is like, you've got everybody in the world, and they're on social media, they're your potential fans, but they've never heard of you before. So what our goal to do is to try to get everybody here in the world to come down here and see us, right? And, whether that's seeing a social media post, hearing a song, maybe they see a YouTube video like you're watching of mine. You know what this part is. Essentially, everyone thinks of this as what? Marketing, right? Now, here's the big issue. The music industry at large pretty much stops here. Like, this is all that everyone talks about. How to grow on Instagram, how to grow your fans, how to get more streams, bullshit like that. Maybe how to get a record deal. The problem is when you're building an actual business, and by the way, this is coming from a guy who has built an actual business and has worked in other online businesses. The problem is there's way more to this whole business thing than just the top of funnel. And this is why the music industry is really in a bad place, because this is all they talk about, is they just talk about the top of funnel. Reach, essentially. Which, if you look at what reach is just people seeing you. It's the amount of people that see you. Okay? So that's what top of funnel is. Think traffic, think marketing, think followers, social media, stuff like that. It's getting eyeballs, okay? The next part is the middle of funnel, okay? Now, basically what the middle of funnel is I like to think of this as essentially nurturing. Basically, the middle of funnel is nurturing relationships between you and your fans. That's essentially what the middle of funnel is. And this can be after this could be after somebody's followed you and they want to continue to see you. So you're posting on social media, you're posting YouTube videos. Maybe you have people on your email list, right? And you're sending them emails, right? Whatever it is. I do DMs. Like, I'm really big on DMs on Instagram, right? By the way, if you want to DM me on Instagram, you go to @LeezyTheGifted. But that's a lot of my middle of funnel is like Instagram stories, DMs, things of that nature. This is middle of funnel. And it's nurturing and actually having like a conversation with people and talking to people so that you can convert them to the bottom of the funnel, which is basically, this is where we start to make money. This is where we convert people from fans to actually like paying customers. Simple as that. There's a lot of different ways to do that, but we'll get into it. After that, you've got fulfillment, which is literally like once someone has given you money, you need to fulfill on that promise, obviously, right? So if it's a CD, fulfillment would mean shipping out your CD. If it's a t-shirt, merch, that means shipping it, right? You know, obviously for me, like I do coaching, like I coach artists on how to produce music and how to make a living with their music, like make 3 to 5K a month. Fulfillment for me is, you know, basically onboarding you into my coaching program, hosting group calls, doing one-on-one calls with my clients, right? That's what my fulfillment looks like. I have a client named Ange. She makes about 4K a month as a producer from what she's learned in my academy. And she used to take 3 months to make a song. She went from taking 3 months to make a song to getting 2 complete songs done from scratch to mastered, 2 songs done in 8 weeks. And now she does 4K a month. She got 7 production clients in the first 30 days of working with me. Her fulfillment is she does production, custom production work for her clients. So fulfillment, again, for her is kind of all over the internet, and it's like digital. She meets up with her clients virtually. She gives them access to training. She gives them access to her community. She produces, mixes, and masters. So that's what fulfillment for her looks like. And then the bottom right here, which is really, really, to me, exciting. I need to find the right color. Let's go with like a green or something. Let's go with this one. The bottom, which is called Ascension, basically is how we do this. So Ascension essentially just means, what it means is how do you get people who have already paid you once to pay you again and again, and how do they refer you business, if that makes sense. So that's what Ascension really means. Right now, obviously, like a lot of you watching this are probably still mixed up here at the top of funnel. So that's probably where a lot of you are stuck. But we need to be able to cover our bases here. Like the problem is if you go on YouTube and search all this stuff, like all you're going to find is top of funnel, and it's not all you need. You need everything. You need a systemized process to take a brand new person from top to middle to bottom to fulfilling, and then having them get you more clients or having them continue to pay you. So this is the music marketing funnel that I like to use. Now, going back here to basically what phase 3 looks like, how do you actually build all this stuff out? So we're going to start over here at the offer. So another part of the music industry that's really, really messed up right now is everything is very low ticket, right? Everything pitched, if you're a songwriter, even if you're a music producer too, everything is low ticket. For artists, it's 3,000th of a penny for a stream. It's $10 for a CD. It's $20 for a shirt. Maybe it's 40 or 45 or 50 for a hoodie. Maybe it's $20 for a concert ticket. Everything you're selling is low ticket. So even if you were to look at numbers, like let's say, just for example, like let's just say you want to make $10,000 a month, right? If you want to make 10K a month selling, let's just call it let's call it a $10 thing. Let me go back to Canva real quick. We'll do a whiteboard here just to make it easier. In fact, we could even, let's do it like this. Let's go back to that same whiteboard. So if you're at this place, right, where you're like, you want to make, we'll zoom in on this, right? Let's say you want to make 10K per month. Okay. And like, if you're selling something, let's just call it $20 just to like give us something conservative. 10K divided by 20 equals 500. Fuck, dude. Okay, so like that means you need to sell 500 of that $20 product every month, month in and month out. That's going to be really tough to do. If you're like a producer and you sell beats for $20, $30, even like, let's do this. Let's even say 100, right? Let's say you're selling something for $100, right? So again, I'm super bad at math. Divided by 100. I'm going to say that is 100. Cool. So if you were wanting to sell a product for $100 and you want to make $10,000 a month, you'd still have to sell 100 month in and month out. And that's for a $100 product, right? So it's really, really tough to do that. So what I do and what I teach my clients to do is I teach my clients how to come up with an offer that's so irresistible and unique that you're able to charge a premium price of $500 to $3,000. See, now making 10K a month is a lot more feasible. Like my client Ann, she sells things anywhere from $250 to technically $3,000. She had a client pay her $3K to do a whole EP deal where she's producing their entire EP. But most of the time she's selling things from $250 to like $1,500. Pretty cool, right? Like for one song or two songs at most. So that's the big thing. And this is a big like mindset shift that a lot of artists need to make, is you need to realize that if you want to make like a living, you got to think about what you want. If you want to make money and you want to make music, it's going to be really tough to do it low ticket. Even if you're a big time artist, like if you go, well, I just watched John Bellion on the George Janko podcast. John Bellion's like a legend, bro. And he like talks about how much he was screwed by the music industry, and he was selling out arenas and like was not seeing any of the money. The whole game is tough when you have to go low ticket, especially if you're within the music industry with like record labels. So if you can come up with an offer, just like I come up with, or just like my client Ange comes up with, that you can charge someone a lot of money for. Now, when you start to add up like the 10K a month, like again, let's go back to our handy dandy whiteboard. Let's say we want to make $500, or we're selling something for just $500, right? Again, my math is terrible. 10,000 divided by 500, that's 20. That's 20, right? That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Right? That's a lot easier. That's a lot more feasible. Or even, again, if we wanted to do 1K. Again, I'm just keep throwing different numbers. I already know that's going to be 10. So that means you just have to, you would only have to sell 10 people. That's way easier than our original first number, right? So that's the biggest thing, is being able to come up with an offer. Now, next is obviously the marketing. Now, I talked about the marketing in that funnel, but basically when I talk about marketing, I'm all about market yourself effectively to get clients rather than just trying to go viral and get Spotify streams that pay you nothing. I don't care about views personally. I care more about like, what is my entire process from top to bottom? What's my client acquisition system? And how do I get people, again, from top to middle to bottom to them fulfilling and then them paying me more money? How do I do that? Based around my winning offer. That's what you need to do. The problem, again, is what are we all worrying about? Marketing Spotify streams, TikTok views, Instagram views, YouTube views. Views don't get you paid, okay? You can't go to the fucking bank and be like, hey, I'm depositing 10,000 views into my bank account, right? So you need to market yourself effectively. If you look at my Spotify, like I showed you some of my songs that have gotten some views on YouTube and Spotify and stuff. But like I have to be honest, these views didn't pay me anything and they don't really get me anything. They look cool and they're awesome. And I'm really proud that my music is getting out there. Like that's great. But at the end of the day, like that's not how I did this. Like I didn't do that. I didn't do these numbers based on these views. So if you look at my Spotify, like it's abysmal. It's terrible. Like I don't focus on Spotify. I don't care about Spotify. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't get you paid. We all know it, that they're anti-artists. Like you can just tell by the way it's structured. So marketing is needs to be something where it's effective to get you clients that'll pay you for this service, not just going viral and getting streams. And then after that, the last part is your clients, right? Partnering up, and really this is client fulfillment, but it's partnering up with amazing artists that you're excited to work with and are happy to pay you a premium price. That's the biggest thing, is what's really cool is when you charge someone $20 for something, let's just say like you sell someone a beat, those are the worst customers. The ones who just pay like $20 and they expect the world. But when clients pay you a lot of money, like when my clients pay me to be in my Rapid Fire Academy, like my clients are dope. Like my clients are really easy to work with. They're super fun to work with. They're really passionate about music, and they also work really hard. So like when you work with people who are happy to pay you, you're way more happy to service them because they paid you a premium price. I don't know if you've ever charged anybody for something, but have you ever charged someone something where it was a lot less than you deserved? You're not that happy to service them, right? So that's why it's so important to really dial in this 3-step system, which is coming up with an offer that's really irresistible that you can charge a lot of money for, like $500 to $3K. Marketing yourself effectively to get clients rather than just trying to go viral and get streams, basically escaping the music industry. And then servicing those clients to partner up with amazing people who want to pay you a premium price and you're happy to work with them because they paid you a premium price, right? So hopefully this video made sense, and hopefully the video resonated with you, right? I know from being in this industry for like 13, 14 years, I know how messed up it is, and I know how hard it is to grow in this industry. And really the reason is because we're so stuck in our ways. We're so stuck in what we see on the internet, and we're so stuck looking at, I mean, I know you're watching a YouTube video now, but we're so stuck watching these YouTube videos, right? We're so stuck trying to figure out, like, how do we make this happen? And I'll tell you one more thing. The truth is, like, I think that there's really good music marketing courses and coaches out there. Like, obviously that's what I do, and I believe in what I do. But other than what I do, like, even regardless of that, I think there's some great music marketing coaches and gurus and courses and things like that. But I have to be honest, because I've consumed a ton of their content just as an artist trying to grow, and I've bought a lot of their stuff. It's not all that good, to be honest with you. And you want to know why? Because here's the thing. If you want to grow on YouTube, and if you want to, like, to grow a business, it really just takes sales and marketing. You don't actually have to fulfill that well. Like, if you can just answer people's questions and show them that you know how to speak to what they're saying, you can get their money. And so that's why, like, what is every artist asking? Like, how do I get streams? How do I get 100 million streams? My first million streams? How do I market myself? How do I grow on social media? Like, social media music marketing, right? Like, all of those terms are what artists are asking. And that's why these people on YouTube that you see are growing, and why they're growing a business, because they're really good at sales and marketing. But then you buy their course. And I'm not saying everybody. Like, I'm going to give one shout out to Indiepreneur. If you've never heard of them, you can go watch them. Indiepreneur is super dope. They teach artists this same kind of stuff too. Indiepreneur is fantastic, right? I'm more specializing in something different, but Indiepreneur is great. They're really good if you watch their stuff. But they're like kind of it. Like, every other person out there is just talking about, like, marketing and growing, and, like, they're just talking about, like, what I showed you in that whiteboard, the top of the funnel. They don't really show you how to build a real business that can get you to 6 figures. They just want to get you views. And that's why it's really tough to grow. And I really had to figure this out myself, and I had to step outside the music industry to learn this type of stuff. So yeah, I know it can be really difficult. And, you know, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Really, right now, you've got 2 choices, right? Number one, you can continue to do what you're doing. You can keep watching more YouTube videos. You can kind of try to figure this out on your own if you want. But I have another option for you. If you do want to come join my Rapid Fire Music Academy, that's where I'm going to teach you how to produce. So fully produce your own music without needing to know music theory, and you don't need expensive equipment. I'm gonna also show you how to fully mix and master without needing any prior music production experience or years of experience. And then I'm going to show you that third phase that we walked through today, which is monetization. All of that in 90 days, just like I did for my client Ange, and that's what I do for the rest of my clients. So if it sounds interesting, click below, book a call. It's not an informational call. It's not a strategy call. It's not a free audit. I'm not just going to give you free tips. The point of the call is to see if you're the right fit to come enroll in the academy, which obviously has an upfront investment. So really, really excited and looking forward to speaking with you if that's what you want to do. Other than that, see you on the next one. Peace.